Welcome, Grenada, Carriacou, Peter and the rest of the world. We'd like to say hello and welcome to another Friday program. This is Mikey Live. My name is Mikey Hutchinson, and of course, I'm always happy to be the one telling you what's happening in the country, because when we tell it with a twist. Literally. When I was young, they used to call me Twist. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never hold no grudge. It is what it is. They call me Twist. So you had to use your weakness as a strength, right? So, of course, when we tell news, in fact, when we discuss the news, we discuss it with a twist. We like it, bite it. Anyway, folks, we have a lot of things to tell you. Some very funny stuff, some very serious stuff. It's Friday. We're going to keep it light, but we have some serious business to discuss. Yeah, where all it was last night? I come here and I didn't see all that. Yeah, all the missing action. We all come out last night. Anyway, let's leave that talk. We're going straight into what's making the news for tonight. It's Friday. We're not keeping you too long. You understand? Fisheries Division here in Grenada urges caution amidst reports of increased shark sites in neighboring islands. We're going to talk about that. PM hints that the decision to sell majority shares to WRB, and we're talking about shares of Grenlec to WRB in 1994, was a political one. That's a hint by the Prime Minister by House Fire at Cherry Hill, Carriacou, and a former worker at Food Boss speaks out. I realize we have a little typo there. All right, and an attorney at law says he has received a lot of calls about alleged scam. We're going to talk about that and more. 3 remanded for the brutal murder of the Henry cousins in Guyana. You all remember the little boys? No, they have remanded 3 men into custody for that killing. And in St. Vincent, 48 COVID-19 cases confirmed, that 17 persons admitted for care. And of course, the numbers there are skyrocketing. It's becoming a concern. So we're going to talk about that and more when we return on tonight's Mikey Live program. Now, folks, we have to let you know that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of the Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Real Value IGA Supermarket, the Housing Authority of Grenada. We've got Digicel, Nawasa, and Licks detergents. So, folks, when we come back, it could be real news in Olilili Lolo. Hold on, man. If you have not yet done so, we'd like to encourage you to please go ahead and share the business.
Hey, man. Well, man, that's you making that trip. Why doing all this more?
Things tight since COVID, And Christmas coming, the toys to build, my house and my car to repair. The wife wants to look with and what you want me to do?
I'm expecting to do all that with more.
But what you want me to do?
Why don't go down my communal? You don't have to pay them until January. They have 20,000 in giving away, and the interest rate low.
And listen to me, I try them orders and them never look good. Who they want them on?
Well, watch. Like you have more than your ears. Choose your loan at communal, giving you the money for what you want to do. It's a loan for you.
You know what? I'll get them a little try.
Listen. Where you going on this mode? You don't need it. Leave the mud, man. When you go down there, the rate's low. Low.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016 or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
It's showtime at Quartz. Shop today and save up to 30% off on selected Whirlpool cooker. Plus, get a chance to win amazing weekly prizes with purchases of $299 and over. So don't delay. Get what you need now and pay absolutely nothing until 2021.
Showtime. We got it. Just what you need. Yeah, Quartz got it.
Alrighty folks, so here we are and we are ready to go. Now the first thing that we have to tell you about, boy, is that the first and the second year office administration students will resume face-to-face classes beginning Monday 18 January 2021. What are we talking about? The T.A. Marisho Community College, and they are advising students of the return to face-to-face classes for some students. Alright, now the first and second year biology, physics and chemistry students will resume labs on Wednesday 20th January and Friday 22nd January as per previous semester. First and second year art and design students will resume practical classes once a week from the week of January 18th, 2021. And they will consult with Ms. MacLeod to decide on the best day to meet. Now, they say that they would like to thank you for your patience as they continue to grapple with how to cope during this unprecedented time, all right? You know, for a lot of institutions and so on, it's been a real challenge. So they are trying to also get their bearings like everyone else. You understand? So they're asking for your understanding and you bear with them. You understand? All right, so we are moving on. Now, the next thing that we have to tell you about, boys, that the Rotary Club of Grenada announces Quarantine Point Recreational Park hours. And they're saying that the hours have been revised in keeping with the current movement restrictions enforced in Grenada by the government. Now, the park is open to the public daily from 6 a.m. in keeping with the guidelines of Grenada's national parks for public use, but will close at 9 p.m. before the government implemented 10 p.m. curfew. Every weekend in January, in commemoration of Independence Day, the park will turn on the lights display from 5:30 p.m. until 9 p.m., which is the closing time. Now, on Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday evenings, there will be a small charge at the gate from 4 p.m. towards the upkeeping of the grounds and the maintenance of the lights. Patrons wishing to visit the park for viewing of the Independence Light display, you are encouraged to follow the Rotary Club of Grenada's social media page for current updates and information. Unlike other public parks, however, during weekend nights, Quarantine Point Recreational Park, which is administered by the club, has mandatory protocols for COVID-19 safety, and that's in keeping with the guidelines stipulated by the Ministry of Health and other authorities. Some of these park guidelines include, but it's not limited to, visitors to the park will be required to wear a mask in order to be granted entry and while moving around in the park. Foot pump operated sanitizing stations are located at all the park entrances and at various locations around the park. Hand washing and bathroom facilities are available on site. Social distancing markers are in place to manage queuing. Now, social distancing pods or circles are clearly marked on the grass for sitting when eating and viewing the big screen. They also say no touching of installations for health and electrical safety reasons. Now, the number of persons allowed entry to the park will be limited at all times. All right. Please be guided accordingly. We have, in fact, posted an entire article on this on our page, so you may want to check that out. All right. So for those of you who want to make a little pass, something like that, but of course you can do so, but please be guided by the protocols. All right. Oh yeah. The next thing that we have to tell all about, boy, Shack is the talk of the day right now. So the Fisheries Division of the Ministry of Sports, Culture and the Arts, Fisheries and Cooperatives hereby advises, they say, seafarers and the general public to exercise extreme caution in and around the water of Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. In recent days, they say, there has been an increase in sightings of sharks in the marine environment of neighboring Eastern Caribbean islands. Right? Now you are encouraged to be vigilant when venturing out at sea. Fishermen and the general public, you are also advised to report all sightings of sharks to the Fisheries Division and the Coast Guard. Further, if a shark is sighted, persons should immediately leave the water. Yeah, son. Sometimes when we see things like a Grenadian leave water, they going in to try to kill it. I'm telling you. Anyway. So in the house today, boy, was a lot of debate about the Grenlec deal. The repurchase, boy. Opposition talk. Other members of government and so on talk, you know. PM was recounting his involvement in the discussion and in the debates all the way back in 1994. In fact, in his presentation today, the Prime Minister of Grenada hinted that the decision to sell the majority shares of Grenlec to WRB in 1994 might have been a political one.
The fact is, as the Minister of Finance pointed out, when in 1994 the government of the day decided that he wanted to sell the electricity company, they put out bids. WRB was not the lowest bidder. See, that's the strangest thing. You put out a bid, and the conditions of the bid was given. WRB did not come up at the top by the same group that they had to assess the bids. But for some strange reasons, Mr. Speaker, that the government chose WRB. And what was significant, Mr. Speaker, is that knowing that an election was due, knowing that the electricity was a monopoly national security asset, you could not understand why the government was in a rush to sell the electricity company to a family business and majority share at that time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. He alluded that some people who are speaking against the repurchase of the Grand Lake, the majority shares from WRB, may have been persons who might have been bitter one way or the next. He speaks of the juice. Only I laugh.
There's some people, when they are associated and they benefit in the field they get in, and the juice flowing, they do. Just take them out from the juice, and they turn bitter. They never left because the government did anything bad, you know. They sit down quietly and nicely. But contract up, we don't need you anymore because we know what you are doing. The juice stop, you get bitter. Your face getting hard as rock stone. You can't rest. Everything bad now. Mr. Speaker, if you're going to put these people on a program to talk, what do you expect them to do? Because they're hurting. They're hurting.
That's the Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. We'll have more on that for you in the national report. Now, Olio, unfortunately, another house went up in flames today, boy. That was in Carriacou, in Cherry Hill, Carriacou, boy. Listen, them men real tried. They real tried to put out these flames, but no luck. Yeah, so the police say they are investigating that fire. Yeah, and it's rather unfortunate when you have people losing homes in these trying times. Folks, we are moving on. Now, here's what's happening, huh? The food boss continues to be the talk of the day. Yes. The food boss continues to be the talk of the day. You understand? So now we had the attorney, one of the attorneys, speaking about that as well. And there's one of the workers, in fact, one of the main workers from the inception of the food boss is now speaking out about her experience. You understand? We ain't making it up. We ain't making it up. This is what she had to say, and I mean, not intercepting anything. We're just putting it as it is.
Well, I think I've received a number of calls.
I'm ready for you yet. I'm ready for you yet, dog. Give me a minute, la man. All right. Okay. All right. We have a little, folks. We have a little situation. We have a little situation in the studio. Okay. We have a little situation. So just bear with me. All right. Somebody needs to come. All right, say hello, and you can say hello and bye-bye.
Hello.
Say hello and bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Right. Say bye. Bye. All right, good. All right, so I think we're good now. Right? That's all he wanted to say, just how we made it on the program, and that's it.
My name is Avril Mitchell. I'm one of the victims of the scam that's been going around. First of all, how I get caught up in this, my son aunt sent me a poster and WhatsApp saying that this person is looking for a chef. I immediately WhatsApped that person and told them I'm interested in working with them. They immediately replied back to me and told me if I could come for an interview. The same day, I went down. He had about 7 or 8 of us there at the interview at the same time. He interviewed us all at once, and he hired us all at once. We started working on the 4th of December. Everything was going well. 3 weeks on, everything was going well. The food was going out properly. Everybody getting the food on time. And into that, he came and asked me if I wanted to register the business on my name, and he will be funding the business, and I'll be working with him as well as an employee, and he'll be paying me as well. And before I could finish registering the business, he was like posting out all kind of posters with pay $100 for a month and get food free for that month, and then he have a next one again, pay like, I don't know, say like $350 for 6 months, and he have one where you have for a whole year. And I was like, okay, this thing is fishy. I'm not going to finish the registration. And so said, so done. And up comes a couple of days after, my child father WhatsApped me and told me who exactly I was working for, which the man name was Jetsy Gibbs. I was like, okay. And he was like, this man is a criminal. He's a con artist. And I immediately went back to corporate affairs to cancel the registration. The registration of the business has been canceled. I received that letter today from the woman, Miss John, which she is an attorney as well.
All right. So and that's her story as she's telling it, as received by other persons, and as you know, she said that she went along. You know, she started to hear this and she started to hear that. What we can tell you is that the police has confirmed, and the FIU as well, that they are investigating the alleged scam. You understand? Because there are some people who have gotten their foods and stuff like that and so on. So the FIU and the police, they are trying to ascertain exactly what's been happening, the intention of the business, and so on and so forth. We've also heard from the attorney, Anselm Clouden, who says that his office has been contacted by several persons as well with concerns of a possible scam.
Well, I think I've received a number of calls from concerned citizens regarding an alleged scam that is now being conducted by unknown persons, but they're taking monies from the public at large through false, misleading, or fraudulent misrepresentation of what they can do and the like. And they're really pilfering the public and unsuspecting public. $100 they claim would be for food. You get food for 1 month. Well, needless to say, they would have collected a huge sum of money in this COVID-19 special circumstances environment. Money is indeed scarce. So a number of people would have contributed, and ultimately they haven't received the food and they can't even retrieve their monies. Similarly, there's some allegation that some busing that you can $50 for adults per month and $50 for children, and that hasn't materialized also. In December there was a raffle, so the people say, and some persons, well, I know one person in particular who would have won Robinson. Ron, I think, is his name. He would have bought a ticket. Nothing has materialized as a consequence. So that I'm warning the public, this is no time to drop your guard down. This is the time to be vigilant and to report unsuspecting persons who approach you to solicit your monies on certain fraudulent scams. Be vigilant, report the matter to the police, and insist on a police investigation with respect to such matters.
All right, and so that's Tony there speaking on the matter. All right, and folks, we are moving on. 3 men remanded for the brutal murder of the Henry cousins in Guyana. You would remember it was a couple months ago when the bodies of these 2 young boys were found, and oh my God, it was in a very bad state. They cut the guys open. You know what? But anyway, here's a special report.
20-year-old Akash Singh, called Monkey of Zilot squatting area, East Bank, Essequibo. His stepbrother, 34-year-old Anil Sanchara, called Dan Pole and Rasta of D. Edward Village, West Coast, Berbice, and 30-year-old Vinod Gopal, called Maga of Yakasari, Blackbush, Polder, Quarantine, Berbice, were charged for the brutal murders of West Coast Berbice teen cousins Joel and Isaiah Henry. Sanchara and Gopal were charged jointly, while Singh was charged separately with 2 counts of murder. It is alleged that they murdered the cousins between September 5th and 6th, 2020 at Cotton Tree Back Dam, West Coast, Berbice. The trio did not have legal representation. They were not required to plead to the charges and were remanded to prison until February 2nd, 2021, when the case will be called again at the Blairmont Magistrate Court in Berbice. Singh gave his profession as a fisherman, while Gopal said he is a laborer, and Sanchara said he is unemployed. Gopal, before appearing in the court and after being charged, maintained that he has been framed and is innocent of the crimes. He stated that he is the main breadwinner for his family and that his constitutional rights were violated since he was arrested on Sunday last. He also claims that they were beating while in police custody.
I never have no knowledge, and I never passed Barbie's bridge, and since my youth man, they left that push for us up. They black up, they beat me, they tear up the shop. The victimized me by the constitutional rights as a Guyanese citizen. Sorry.
The 3 men were reportedly nabbed after an informant went to the police. Singh had allegedly told his relatives and another person about the crime and his role in it. One of the persons he told informed the police, and Singh was then arrested at his Zilot house and later told detectives that Gopal and Sanchara were also involved. He told detectives he and the others were planting ganja in the Berbice backlands, but some others who were also planting accused them of destroying their weed. On the day in question, Singh said they were at their camp when the Henry boys were passing. Singh said they spoke with the Henry boys and asked if they wanted weed to smoke, but the Henry boys, Singh claimed, asked if they had anything to eat. Singh said he and the others started to talk about how they were accused of destroying some weed, and the Henry boys started to laugh, leading the others to believe that it was the Henry boys who destroyed the ganja. He said it was at this point Gopal fired his cutlass at the Henry boys and Sanchara followed. Singh claimed he was threatened by the other 2 that if he didn't join in, they would have killed him too. As a result, Singh said he joined in chopping the boys. He said that they then decided to remove the bodies from the area using a hearse. Singh said Gopal and Sanchara took the bodies out and he did not see where the bodies were dumped. He further said that the area where the murders occurred was set on fire, and he also took the police to the location. Meanwhile, the police and the government have been under pressure by the relative of the boys and the public to solve the crimes, which sparked a violent protest throughout the country. There was also a push for an Argentine forensic team to offer assistance, but the authorities recently revealed that the FBI has been assisting. The mutilated bodies of Isaiah 16 and Joel 18 were found in the Cotton Tree Backlands, West Coast, Berbice on September 6, 2020. The killers carved out a huge X on Isaiah's head while they cut open Joel's chest. The cousins had left their number 3 village West Coast Burbies home to go into the back dam to pick coconuts on September 5th, and that was the last time they were seen alive. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Isanella Patwo.
Thank you very much. And by the way, if you follow this story very well, there's a huge cross-section of the population in Guyana who believes that the men are innocent. However, after listening to the reports from the reporter, I mean, if one of the persons claimed who confessed and gave evidence of that only the murderers would know, then there's enough reason to believe that he has or might have something to do with it, right? Anyway, let's continue to follow that story. Although quickly, let's tell you this, boys. St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Thursday confirmed 48 new COVID-19 cases, of which 44 are nationals with no history of recent travel. These cases were detected during contact tracing, testing of persons with flu-like symptoms, and exit screening. A release from the National Emergency Management Organization said 4 of the cases arrived with negative PCR results and tested positive on entry screening. There are now 255 cases under investigation. 4 clusters associated with churches, 4 which work with work sites, and 2 with holiday parties have been identified. You know what? 107 persons have recovered, and listen to this, 281 cases remain active. There are currently 17 COVID-19 patients admitted for care, and that's according to the Searchlight. You know, that kind of news just no star. Okay, we're moving on. It's Friday, and we want to share a brand new release with you. It's from a young man named Jonathan Francis. He's been doing it for a while, but I think he has gotten his breakthrough right now. It's called Till the Morning Time, and he is featuring you know, some of the Grenadian stars and stuff in his song. All right, so we thought it only fair to give Mr. Jonathan a little bly on the program. Jonathan posted pictures and so on social, and I thought the guy really got married for real, but it turned out that it was all part of the music video.
When you're looking at my eyes, I get that warm feeling. I feel it in my bones. You got a beautiful heart. You look so appealing from your head to your toes. When you smile at me, I feel so assured. Yes, girl, I would hold you in my arms and never let go. I do. I wanna love you till the morning time. Love you. I wanna love you, baby, so you know you're mine. So you know you're mine. You don't even need no makeup. You can always take up all of my time. And even though we shake up, we will never break up. We'll put our hearts in the line. Baby girl, I love waking up next to you. I put a ring on your finger. I'm gonna marry you. I do. I wanna love you till the morning time. Love you. I wanna love you, baby, so you know you're mine. So you know you're mine.
and big up to the entire crew, Sonics, and everybody else who had anything to do with that production, all right? I think Grenada, we've been doing some really good work when it comes to the visual arts and all that stuff. I think you guys are really on the right track. Family members, let's take a quick break and we return with the national report and the weather for you.
Hey, man. Hey. Well, man, that's you making us that trip. Why doing all this more?
Things tight since COVID, you know. And Christmas coming, the toys to build, my house and my car to repair. The wife go and chill with and what you want me to do?
I'm expecting to do all that with mother.
But what you want me to do?
Why don't go down my communal? You don't have to pay them until January. They have 20,000 in giveaway, and the interest rate low.
And listen to me, I try them orders and them people good. Who they want them on?
Well, watch. Like you have more than your ass. Choose your loan at communal, giving you the money for what you want to do. It's a loan for you.
You know what? I'll get them a little try.
Listen. Where you going all this money? Don't need it. Leave the mud, man. When you go down there, the rate's low. Low.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
If your whites aren't looking whiter and brighter,
Just give them licks.
if your clothes isn't feeling soft and smelling fresh and scented all day,
Give them licks.
if your dishwashing liquid doesn't smell like lemon, protects your hands with vitamin E and gets rid of that stubborn grease,
Just give them licks.
just now. So that old smell, stain, grease mark and dust still on your floor,
Power. Licks for them.
if your toilet still has those stains and dirt marks, so the color's fading and the stains still in your clothes, huh?
Licks.
Your product's giving you licks.
Then choose licks from Walker Enterprises. Also available at all leading supermarkets.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016 or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Okay, folks, it is now time for the National Report, and following the National Report, we'll have for you the weather.
House of Representatives votes to affirm resolution on Grenlec settlement agreement. We'll have the details of this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back. With the details of the news for Friday, January 15, 2021, I am Sherry Ann Noel. The House of Representatives voted Friday in favor of the motion seeking to affirm the settlement award paid to WRB Enterprise to repurchase majority shares in the Grenada Electricity Services Limited, Grenlec. Under the negotiated settlement, which was reached after the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes ruled in favor of WRB, government has already paid US $60 million, with another US $3 million due in 2 years. Contributing to the debate on the motion, Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell provided historical insight into immense work done through the Rural Electrification Program between 1985 and 1990. Significantly increasing the availability of electricity in many communities across the country, which meant that when WRB purchased the company, it was well poised for further development.
By the time 1995, Mr. Speaker, over 96% of the country had electricity. Mr. Speaker, and that is what was so sad, Mr. Speaker, about this whole exercise when the government came in 1990. Instead of they took the position where the workers left it, where we left it, how they decided to sell that company was amazing to me. And literally gave it away.
Dr. Mitchell described it as the worst sale undertaken by any government of a national asset which guides the development of the country. He also questioned the decision by the then government to rush into the sale of a monopoly national security asset just before an election. Quoting from the Hansard, which is the official record of Parliament, Dr. Mitchell said his sentiments regarding the sale of Grenlec then and his sentiments today are the same. The conditions of the sale were not in the best interest of the country.
And this is reading exactly from the Hansard. Mr. Speaker, that's me. We must stop playing games with this country. The point of this matter is simply this. If you want to proceed to sell or to privatize, it is clear, Mr. Speaker, we are saying give the Grenadian people the first priority This was a comment in 1994. Quotes from the Hansard, which I asked the clerk to make available. I went on further. Put out the shares on the public, to the public, give them an opportunity to participate fully. And I said this joke that we only selling 50% is really an NDC deceit.
This view was shared by all parliamentary representatives of the ruling New National Party as they contributed to Friday's debate. They all lamented the unfortunate fact that the discussion about Grenlec has become a NDC versus NNP debate, rather than remain a subject of national conversation as it affects all Grenadians. There is also general optimism about the future of Grenlec and its ability to fulfill its role as a national asset, together with the liberalization of the energy sector to bring tremendous benefits to the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Moving along, the government of Grenada is solidifying the principles that will guide the divestment of its majority shares in the newly repurchased Grenada Electricity Services Limited, Grenlec. It is government's desire to see that as many locals as possible have an opportunity to invest in this national asset. In a meeting with representatives of the Grenada Trades Union Council, a number of broad principles for divestment were discussed, chief of which were providing opportunities for Grenadians at home and abroad to purchase shares in the company, gradually transitioning Grenlec from a diesel-powered system to renewable energy, and engaging in consultations with relevant stakeholders as part of the divestment process. Minister for Finance, Honorable Gregory Bowen, said the transition to renewable energy will significantly reduce the cost of electricity and spur economic growth, particularly in the manufacturing and hotel sectors, which will be of substantial benefit for all Grenadians. The government's repurchase of the utility company is expected to create tremendous opportunities for locals to be trained in renewable energy, a sector with great potential for business development and job creation. The government team, consisting of Minister for Finance and Public Utilities, Honorable Gregory Bowen, Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Business, Honorable Oliver Joseph, and Permanent Secretary, Ms. Patricia Clark, facilitated what was mutually described as a very fruitful exchange with representatives from the Grenada Trades Union Council. The GTUC team, comprising 7 members and led by its president, Senator Andrew Lewis, recommended that shares should be sold only to Grenadians. On Friday, during the sitting of the House of Representatives, Minister Bowen reported on the meeting held with the Trades Union Council. He stressed that priority should be given to Grenadians to avoid a repeat of the current situation.
We reiterated the fact that Grenadians first, Mr. Speaker. From all angles, Grenadian first. And again, I could see why now the Grenadian Trade Union Council is calling on us, and any administration, come to discuss, for fear that anybody will again fall into this dismal situation, Mr. Speaker.
Both government and the Grenada Trades Union Council highlighted the importance of regular exchanges going forward. This is a national report. More news after the break.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. Members of the lower house on Friday gave support to the motion to approve the extension of the Declaration of Emergency Powers COVID-19 Proclamation 2021 to July 14, 2021. The motion, as presented by the Leader of Government Business, Honorable Gregory Bowen, seeks to prevent the frequent renewal of the declaration by Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade. The previous declaration, which was made in December, was revoked and a new one was announced on Monday, January 11th. Minister Bowen says the Constitution provides for the execution of a state of emergency up to 6 months.
The Governor General could proclaim a state of emergency, and it is only during the state of emergency that we could curtail the freedom of movement of persons under the Constitution. And when the Parliament is not sitting, then it is only for a limited period. And because we do not wish to come here every time or ever so often, and because the science and the Ministry of Health have indicated that we want an extensive period after the cluster, so that while we do have the emergency in place, we can bring it back to 6 o'clock, to 7 o'clock. If the Ministry of Health say, here, there is a big problem. So the Governor General does not even have to proclaim. The Parliament has said that you are in a state of emergency for this period, and as such we have time to fluctuate up, down. We might bring it to 12, they might take it out to 1, 2.
Health Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele reiterated that Grenada is not immune to the virus and its effects. He explained that the curfew and regulations are imposed to restrict movement and avoid the spread of COVID-19. Minister Steele assured that at no point will Grenadians be restricted for an entire 6-month period.
These measures, while this says all the way to July, it is my sincere hope and expectation that we would not have to go all that distance. But the law prescribes 6 months. And the law also clearly says can be revoked at any point in time. So it is the book we are following, so to speak, to the letter. The curfew is not put in this, because we do believe that we should and will exercise that flexibility based on, at any given time, the local epidemiological situation and the threat. So there's no need to write it in the hope that there's no need to keep it on.
The motion was also supported by Minister Kendra Matruin Stewart and Opposition Leader Tobias Clement.
I do not have at this time the formula nor a solution. But I believe, Mr. Speaker, that with the extension and the existence of the state of emergency, that as a government, as a cabinet, that we'll be able to create the legal mechanisms that will be able to, maybe in the first instance, to restrict persons to go back and forth.
I do believe, Mr. Speaker, that we as a people, or even as a government, I almost find in it that we should, is almost boiled down to individual responsibility. Individual responsibility. And sometimes I find that our people are just lax in their responsibility to themselves, to their family, to the nation's family as a whole. And I would continue to urge our Grenadian people that we were very fortunate on this side. I say God has been merciful unto us in that we are at this point in COVID-19.
The Fisheries Division of the Ministry of Sports, Culture and the Arts, Fisheries and Cooperatives is advising seafarers and the general public to exercise extreme caution in and around the waters of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. In recent days, there has been an increase in sightings of sharks in the marine environment of neighboring Eastern Caribbean islands. The public is encouraged to be vigilant when venturing out to sea. Fishermen and the general public are also advised to report all sightings of sharks to the Fisheries Division and the Coast Guard. Further, if a shark is sighted, persons should immediately leave the water. And finally, in the news, farmers in Grenada are being advised by the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology to take heed of the weather prediction and outlook for January to March 2021. La Nina is likely to continue through the Northern Hemisphere winter 2020-21, with a 95% chance for January to March. Karima Lewis has more in this report.
The precipitation outlook is for normal to above normal rainfall, with 45% above normal, 35% normal, and 20% below normal rainfall, which will continue until March 2020. An increase in wet days is forecasted for Grenada. Usually, there are 15 to 30 wet days during this period. However, we can expect an increase of 19 to 41 days. This means that a slight increase in the number of wet spells is expected. The potential for flooding, landslide, and erosion is expected to continue at least until the end of March. The present outlook with normal to above normal rainfall and the potential for flooding, landslide, and erosion, which is expected to continue at least until the end of March, is both good and bad news for farmers. The increased rainfall means that those who do not have irrigation can continue planting a wide variety of crops. What they have to be aware of is the potential increase of pests and diseases that can also be present due to the increased rainfall. Crops such as tomatoes may not do well at this time. The increase in wet days that is forecasted for Grenada will also affect some crop varieties such as tomatoes and peppers. Farmers will have to pay attention to when they plant so that crop maturity does not extend too much into the dry season, which can affect yields. Crops such as corns, sweet potatoes, and yams have ideal growing conditions and is expected to do well. There is still a shortage of local tomatoes on the market, but farmers who have opted to cultivate tomatoes need to monitor the weather closely. Farmers making use of irrigation will also have to monitor the weather information, rainfall, and soil moisture so that they do not over-irrigate and cause waterlogging, which can lead to increased fungal, nematodes, viruses, and bacterial diseases, as well as an increase in aphids and white fleas. For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Karima Lewis.
Thank you, Karima. And with that story, we come to the end of the National Report for Friday, January 15, 2021. A recap of the top story. House of Representatives votes to affirm resolution on Grenlec Settlement Agreement. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sharian Noah, thanking you for viewing.
Thank you very much, Sherry and the rest of the news team. And here we have now for the weather, partly cloudy and windy, becoming cloudy at times with light to moderate showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 24.5 degrees Celsius, winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas moderate to slightly rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in open waters. And the marine advisory remains in effect. And the weather for Saturday is as follows. Mostly fair and windy with light to moderate showers in the morning and overnight. The minimum temperature 24.5 degrees Celsius, max 30.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas moderate to slightly rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in open waters. A marine advisory is in effect. And for Sunday, mostly fair and windy with light to moderate showers occasionally. Max 30.5, minimum 24.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas are moderate to slightly rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in open waters. And a marine advisory is also in effect for Sunday. And before we wrap up, we want to say hello to Adeline, Gemma, Rose and Kirin and Zaka, Lintona and my mom and Rolanda, Shireen and did I say Kirin and Suzette, Yvonne and the entire family tuned in, the Mikey Live family. We would like to say thank you and wishing you a great weekend. Belinda and Ezran, hello to you as well, and everyone else. I know that so many of you, those of you who say things and those of you are not saying anything, hello to you as well. Vicky, I see that you're there, and Daria, I see that you're there, and Richard, Denise, I will, all right, and Ray, thank you for watching as well. So folks, take care of yourselves, all right, and we shall see. Spice Girl, blessings as well. All right, let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja! No. Take care of yourselves again. And please, do remember for this weekend, be safe. Take care.